Well, whatever.
I got that in before we went live.
I know. Good job. Whatever blows your dress up, Sally.
I am wearing a dress today.
There you go. You better. You know, when you said that, I was like, you know, when we were in San Francisco and we were walking down we were on the pier, and we're walking down, and there's this gal with this dress, and all of a sudden there's this big gust of air, and literally, like, her whole dress comes like up.
Oh no!
Yeah. So that was my. Yeah, that's what I see.
She had underwear on, right?
She did have underwear on, yes.
That's good.
But yeah, it's like, oh, I feel so sorry for her. And there was like a lot of people around, you know. So
this is like something that would happen to me.
Oh, it would totally be me if I wore a dress. That's what, if I wear a dress somewhere, I'm thinking, okay, you know, how well can I keep it down, or you know, is it going to be outside? Are they going to be like in the air? Anything that I'm going to be walking over?
That reminds me of that stupid water park that we went to a couple of years ago, and I got on that Surf's Up ride where you get on an actual surfboard, you know, or a wakeboard,
right,
and try to surf those waves. And I was wearing a 3-piece bathing suit, so I had a top on and I had bottoms on, plus I had shorts on.
Right.
And I lost everything.
Did you really?
I lost all 3 pieces of clothing. That stupid thing took it off of me. Those waves took every bit of clothing off of me. And I'm hiding behind the board, and there's all these kids and parents just staring at me. And some of them you can see like, oh, poor thing, you know. And I go, Brandon, can you get my towel? And I'm literally laying on the edge of the ride with my ass to the wall, and with that board in front of me. Oh my God. And I was holding my clothes.
Puts a new meaning into the phrase, light as a feather, stiff as a board.
It felt like a bad nightmare.
Oh my gosh.
Hello?
Hello? Sally's sex call. Can I help you?
I'm not working tonight.
What? That was Brandon's reminder for his doctor's appointment tomorrow.
Sure was.
Yeah, that's what I'd say too.
What? What did you say?
We said it was an appointment that was trying to get a hold of you. That's all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We figured it couldn't be anything else.
I said, this is Sally's sex call. Can I help you?
I ain't got time for that shit today.
Oh my God, that was great.
Gonna have to make an appointment.
Oh, good morning, Megan. Good morning, Tim.
Oh, I don't even have the chat up. What the hell's wrong with me?
I don't know. I just got mine up, so I'm like, well, this is just a screwed up day, I guess. Well, there's Jack. How are you, Jack? Glad to see you back. That kind of rhymed. Margot.
We never claimed to be professionals. So.
No doubt about that.
Are you swimming or going to space? Jack Smack says. Fucker.
Hmm.
It was like a pair of shorts over. It was like board shorts over, like, not really a bikini bottom, but like it was like a bottom with a skirt on it. So it was like
Right.
a bathing suit bottom with a skirt on it, plus shorts over that. And then
Right.
I had like a tankini top on. Oh man. Kids.
Oh, Mary
And then
said
I'm
that,
like,
oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and then I told my kids, hell, we live 45 minutes away from this place. I ain't never gonna see these fuckers again. What do I care?
Yeah.
I just got to go skinny dip in public.
Might as well go big, huh? Go big or go home. That's my motto.
Jack's Max says swimming suits are made to show boobies, period. Don't be shy.
Oh, Jack. Mary said last night she went to an auction and she said she was being picked on by the auctioneer. Well,
Yep.
that's crap.
Good. No, that's good.
Is it?
Yeah, auctioneers do it to engage the crowd. You know, they love to play off husband and wives against each other, or if they see two guys talking, you know, they'll sit there and they'll say something like, "Hey, it's okay, he's not gonna buy it, you can buy it." And it's a way just to make things, to break up the singing, to sit there and, you know, you can just talk so much, but that's a good auctioneer that knows the best way to get money out of the people is to engage them.
And entertain kind of too.
It is.
You're kind of entertaining.
You know, you make fun of people or you come back to them, you know, and like say you bought cast iron pan, you know, 10 lots ago and everything, and you're sitting there and you got some cast iron. Hey, cast iron, hey lady over there, I know you bought that other pan, you want these too, don't you? And it's not really a picking on thing, it's just more of a, I acknowledge you're existing, and this way I'm kind of getting you to invest in what we're doing here.
Right.
Trying to get it boosted up.
Yeah, that's a good auctioneer.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would don't take it personally. I mean, if they're mean or something, that'd be one thing. But if they're just, if it's a teasing kind of, hey, I acknowledge you exist, or
yeah,
kind of getting
like
there
my
and everything.
auctioneer, the auction that I go to all the time. If a woman's telling her husband, don't bid, he'll say, hey, go out in the car. You know? The man's bidding.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I would have thought the same thing. I would have thought, you know, they were picking on me or, you know, kind of heckling me type of thing.
No, it's not personal.
That's good to know.
They're having fun and they're trying to get
they know that they know that auctions can be tedious at times, to put it the best. I mean, where they've got to sell everything, but sometimes some of the stuff's just not that great, and they're trying to get people involved and trying to get people talking, and, you know, maybe I do need that type of stuff, or, you know, you'll find auctioneers who'll have certain people in the crowd that they know buy certain things, and so that, you know, hey Katie, I mean, I need you to, are you paying attention to this? Look at this. This is what you like, you know, stuff like that. It's not most auctioneers, or I'd say the majority of them, are not mean-spirited like that. They just want to get people engaged and stuff sold.
Yeah.
So yeah, I never take it personally.
Never.
Okay.
Unless they're straight out being jerks.
Yeah, if they're being a dickhead about it or something like that, or if they call you out. I mean, if they, there's one auction I used to go to that they were absolutely insane when it came to volume of the crowd. So the crowd started getting, you know, they would literally just stop, ask for it to be quiet once, and wait, and nothing would happen. They would stop selling. They wouldn't say a word. Every one of their people would just sit there and not say a word until the crowd noise got down. It was weird. You know, they were selling high end. It was it's a company that does firearm auctions, and they were selling high end firearms. I've been there several times and saw a couple $100,000 worth of guns get sold. I mean, so it's a little different type of crowd, but most of the auctions are very relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night he was calling everybody tightwad. Come on, tightwad.
Yep. No, I mean it's tough. Sometimes, I mean, you got to sell stuff that sometimes just isn't that good. We all know that. We all grab some of this stuff and we're like, am I going to actually list it? I got to sell this stuff. It's not the best, but you sometimes got to do what you got to do. I mean,
yeah.
And last
I think
night,
Todd thought that you were talking to him, Nikki.
Huh?
Because you said hi, tightwad, and he said hi, Nikki.
Last night. Now, for anybody who doesn't really know me, I've been going to auctions since I was a kid. So since birth, especially this one that I always go to, my favorite one. Anyways, so I am an avid auction buyer. Anyway, so I know the rules. I know to go. I know, Anyways, well, one of my friends at the auction was one of the ringmen last night, who he's not normally a ringman. Everybody else was busy because it was middle of the week. So he grabbed somebody and said, hey, will you be my ringman, Anyway, so I'm not used to him being the ringman. Huh?
What does a ringman do?
Like there'll be a line of stuff. And the auction will be on one end and the ringman will be on the other end, and you're bidding on the stuff in between them, your choice.
Okay.
I don't know what I was saying. He was standing kind of off to the side, not really on the end like he should have been. Anyways, I wasn't paying attention. I was bullshitting with somebody, and then all of a sudden the bidding got down to like $5, and there was like this bearskin rug. Just beautiful. And I was like, why isn't anybody bidding on this bearskin rug, So I raised my hand for $5 and I win the bid. And I was like, I'll take the bearskin rug. He goes, Nick. Between me and Tom. And I was like, oh shit, Tom's working tonight. I forgot. He razzed me all night about that. And I'm sure he'll razz me tonight about it too. He goes, what? First time at an auction, Nick, or what? I was like, shut up. So yeah, needless to say, I didn't get the bearskin rug.
Yeah,
that sucks.
I didn't even want it. I was thinking $5. Well, that's a good deal,
What did you get?
Oh, he ended up just going on to the next bidder.
Oh.
I didn't want anything.
Yeah, Mary said she'll never sit in the front again. I will be in the back of the room next time. I do recommend back of the room is better, unless it's a crowded type thing where you can't see, then you have to get closer. But back of the room is usually better because you give a chance to. You're not first looked at, so you get a chance to really think about it, and also you can kind of judge the crowd,
right?
See where the bids are coming from. One auction I used to go to, it was a live auction. There was 2 legitimate millionaires that went to that auction every time, and so you had to understand one person bought sterling silver, anything sterling they would buy, so you couldn't buy sterling at that auction. Great place to sell because she didn't care what it ran up to. And another guy would come in and he would buy 1 or 2 things that were really he was a unique buyer, but if he was bidding on it, people would bid against him for a little bit, then the guy he wasn't going to run out of money. He was a lotto winner. So you didn't, but if you can judge a crowd, and everybody knew what people bought. So, I mean, I know that guy's going to buy the guns, or that guy's going to buy the toys. I mean, those type of things, and they all have their limit, but you know who you're bidding against at that point. That's a way to really learn the crowd. And if you're with somebody else, it's also a lot easier to talk amongst yourselves when you're back of the back and not really in front of the auctioneer. It's also a way to keep an auctioneer honest.
True.
That way, you're not bidding against the, as we used to say, there's one auction I used to go to. It was crazy. The back wall would fill up before the seats would fill up because everybody got tired of bidding against the Coke machine.
Yeah.
Because the auctioneer would be, he would be in the audience. He's like, oh, how about this? And then he'd come back down here and everybody's like, okay. I had one guy I went to and he came back to him and he says, okay, hang on. The guy in the audience goes, hold on. Who has the other bid? Looks around and there's nobody there, and suddenly it was, I guess you're going to sell it for that price then, because I'm not bidding again.
Oh, wow.
And he got up and walked out. So I mean, you got to be, most auctioneers are, I say 99% of them are really honest. But it's just, if you're new, stay in the back.
Toasty Crop Hopper.
What's up?
Good morning.
Mission to hang out.
Okay.
I went to bed. I went to bed early, like 6:30 early.
Yeah, well, I was talking with Jason last night, and he was like, "Yeah, I was gonna hang out with Dusty. He just kind of disappeared." And we started another hangout to talk about some auction stuff. So,
I did a little picking yesterday. I went to a storage unit auction with Jim. Jim swung by and picked me up, and they had one unit, and it was like, yeah.
Well, that's what I think he put a video out about it or something like that. He said they originally announced 5 in the listing, and then it got down to 1 by the time he got there. So,
right, everybody paid up except for one person, and it was, I mean, it was furniture and a washer and dryer and a stove that you could see, and then it was a lot of boxes that said household and tax records and dishes and.
What did it go for?
300.
That's pretty decent price, actually.
The couch is the couch was one of those that was like really dark suede leather on the edges and the bottom, and then the cushions were actually like fabric or whatever, and it didn't look totally stained or jacked or whatever. But I mean, you're gonna have to know how to get rid of furniture.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, if he's gonna buy storage units, he's got to make some contacts in the community about, hey, I'm getting into storage unit buying. Would you buy furniture for me? I'll make you a hell of a deal on it, something like that.
And I know the guy that bought it yesterday, and I asked him how he did with it, and he said the stove was completely roached. He said, like, I don't understand unless they had a flood. He said, the bottom pull-out drawer. He said it was rusted all the way through.
Yeah, they probably had a flood.
The washer, turns out there wasn't a dryer. There was just a washer, I think. He said, I'll do okay with it. But, he'll retail out the furniture and stuff, so he's fine. And he had another stove that he was scrapping out anyhow that had the same drawer, so he was just going to swap it out, test it, make sure it works, and sell it.
Yeah, I mean that's the good, the bad. I mean, we talked about Jason. Jason picked up a lot of his stuff from his other storage unit, and turned out the armoire was crap. So he actually gave that away. All the weights that were in there, all the loose weights, he actually found a guy to pick those up. He gave those away. He kept a couple of the ones. Those multi-weight hand dumbbells. He found a pair of those. Those are 150 to $200. So.
Nice. He
said for the rest of the unit it is okay, nothing special. He said it might get another 2 or 3, maybe $400 out of it, but it was a good unit. So, but yeah, I mean that's the danger of buying storage units. You're gonna end up with a lot of crap.
Frankie Fine was saying that he sold some software for heart monitoring, new in the box last night, for $137. But he's worried. They're worried about, someone in Denmark, and they only have 1 feedback, and that they're nervous about that.
I wouldn't be.
I don't look at feedback, and I just don't look at it. I know that especially if it has GSP on it, I know that I'm covered. You know, if they don't pay for it, or you know, if they try to scam me, or I know that, you know, eBay. I know that all my cards are in a row, or all my decks are in a row, so I know I have that protection also.
Yeah.
It's not worth worrying about. That's not a dollar amount I'd be worried about being scammed on.
Right.
Yeah, it's not really a big issue. I mean, I think maybe like 10% of sales each month go to, you know, 1 feedback, 2 feedback.
Mhm.
There's a lot of them now, especially since the Google thing is working, I guess.
Yeah, it's first time buyers, and you know, there's a lot of people that don't get on all the time and buy offline. Online, I mean.
Yep.
Another thing is every year we have new adults coming out.
What?
Huh?
You know,
Is they?
every year,
Yeah,
every year we have new adults
And then
out. You know what I
Every
mean?
year there's new
Everybody,
people coming out.
shut up. No, there's new adults coming out. You know, new people that are shopping for
Adults.
themselves.
Oh,
People coming of
You know,
age.
kids are. Yeah.
new
I would-
adults.
Oh wow.
So
I just,
a minute ago, Eric was talking about the dishonest auctioneers, and he was about going into his thing, and I was like, Coke machine!
I've said it before. I have that Coke machine as a hostage in my garage right now. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's more the saying. I know it.
Oh yeah, you've heard it before. You know, bounce a bit off the Coke machine.
Yep.
And sometimes it's not the auctioneer being dishonest. It's that there might be a reserve set that he hasn't revealed to people, and he's running it up to the reserve. So, but a good auctioneer will tell you there is a reserve or something like that. So,
I'll tell you right now where the most fraud is in the like big industrial auctions.
Hey, I got some.
I've been to some of
Really?
those, and I've actually spotted like people that are hooked up with the auctioneer. You know, shrill bidding and stuff.
yeah, there's some of that. I mean, there's always to worry about that.
I got some show.
Usually,
Uh-oh.
When is Fishing and Picking here?
I don't
I
think so.
haven't no.
Well, I can't do it with unless he's here.
Why not?
Alan, where are you? Come out and play.
Warriors.
Alan.
You got to be clinking 2 bottles together, Dusty. Come on, get it right.
Well, I'll wait.
Warriors, come out and play.
Play yay. Got to remember, play yay.
Hey, yay.
We all have no life.
I like that.
Just proven.
He was also in that movie Dreamscape, wasn't he?
Yes, he was with
Yeah.
what's his name? David. Who was the guy that was the big star in that?
I don't even remember his name, let alone the big star's name.
He was in. I mean, gee, he's been in a ton of movies. I'll think of it in a minute.
Oh, shame on you. Shame on you, Jack. It says, oh, look, we have our own blank seller video.
Blank. I like how you did.
Blankety blank blank.
So
Yeah,
anyhow, maybe Alan will show up later. But I spent $100 yesterday at one of the milk stores, so I really don't know what I paid for them. But I got enough stuff that there's probably, I don't know, $500-600 worth of stuff there. But look, it's an original oil.
Is it on board?
It is on a board. They just did it on a board that says, you know, like the brand of the board or whatever. But they're all signed yours truly.
Huh.
Which, hold on, I got that one. This one's kind of,
What a cool name.
this one's kind of whatever-ish. And that's not oil. That's watercolors. but I thought it was kind of cool. But look at this. And I can't find anything really on the artist.
Yeah.
But this is in honor of fishing and picking and his Amish gals, as he always says. Or would those be Mennonites? I don't know.
That would look great in Sherry's house. She's right over there in Lancaster.
That's an original one. Well, we had a lot of Ammonites. Wow. I'm so not awake. Amish and
Mennonite.
I took a muscle relaxer to sleep last night. I think it's still really like working. And Mennonite people up in Tennessee, just right over the line. But they're all signed yours truly. And good luck looking up like yours truly. Of course, if anybody can find it, Eric will be the one that finds it. But I can't figure anything out. But if you look up, Amish oil painting, there's pretty decent money in them. Yeah, they're definitely folk artsy.
I found some on Pinterest.
While you're looking, I also got these 3 little guys that were all in a box. Santa, and Dos Santos. And they're all marked made in Japan. They have a date of 1930, and then they have like a person's name and an address in Omaha. And he's kind of like, they're all 3 kind of jointed there, almost like they're the original like bobble Santas or something. I got an Invicta watch.
He's an Elvis Santa. He just moves his pelvis.
Yeah, Invicta is one of those brands that puts like retail value $499, and then you go to like TJ Maxx and they're like $69, $79. They used to be good back in the day. I mean, they're still good timepieces though, and this one's still got the plastic on the thing, so it's actually new. So that was part of the $100. I got a Gruen Sport, which because it's the sport model, even though it's the dressy sport model, it's still worth a little bit. I'll throw a battery in it. And
you're probably going to pay $30, $35 for the watches.
I can probably pull about 60 or 70 out of the Invicta.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that particular model. Because I did look it up. This whole, I mean, the chain's not worth anything. It's nothing sterling. But every single one of these charms is marked West Germany or W Germany on the back of them. So I really wanted it just to sell the charms. And then I got this little glass bead thing, and every single one of those has like a character face on them.
Huh. Different.
What else? I got a brand new in the package laminating machine made by Royal Sovereign. It's worth about 125, 150 bucks. Brand new pair of Converse shoes that I should pull about 40 out of, brand new in the box. Oh shit, I listed some other stuff yesterday and I don't remember.
I'll do my show until tomorrow. I'll pick it all up today.
I got a Weller soldering iron.
Another Weller soldering iron, man. You sell the crap out of those.
It's the $100 unit this time.
Nice.
It's the EC2002. Yeah, that's what happens when you live in a town full of ex-engineers. I got this guy. It's about 40 bucks on Amazon, so probably 35, 40 on eBay. It's just a big sunshade, still brand new. I got a leather vest. Brand's not really exciting, but it's a 2XL, which is a good size for bikers.
Right.
Do you have the matching assless cap?
Not saying all bikers are big, but it's Barney's leather. Damn, what was the other thing I got? Items newly listed. View items for sale. Newly listed.
Looks like you had a really good haul there. You found a lot of good things.
4 packs of Depends. I listed those for 50 bucks or best offer. I got an LL Bean wool blanket.
Those do really well.
You know, got the LL Bean tag. Still got a dry cleaning tag on it too.
Yep.
Doesn't stink.
That's
Doesn't
good.
smell like doesn't smell like a storage unit. I grabbed that because it was brand new in the pack, just American Tourister. You can buy these at Walmart. It's probably
Voltage changer.
yeah, it's probably $16.99 ship, but it'll be super easy to list. And I found a new picnic spot, so I grabbed this.
There you go.
Our local dam, I didn't know that they had on the downhill side of the dam. I was riding my motorcycle the other day and they had this awesome spot with all these picnic tables and barbecue grills, and it's all under pine trees, and there's like not a soul there. And I'm like, what a perfect spot to just sit and fish and grill. So I grabbed that bag of charcoal. It was in one of the junk stores. So Jack Smack, they're talking in the audience, bought a monster box, which a monster box is I believe it's a box of Silver Eagles, and I believe it's the monster box I believe is 500 count. If I'm correct.
It says 500 ounces.
Okay. 500 count, and they kind of come that way from the mint or whatever. And I think they're usually, I don't know if I think they do the Silver Eagles that way too, in the little white tubes with green lids or whatever. And he paid $3K, which is
that's a smoke
$6 an ounce.
Yeah.
Sally.
Hmm.
Sally, you need to go night night.
What?
Bit.
Yeah, that's right. You were asleep just now.
Yeah, I was listening.
Sally. Wakey, wakey, little snake.
I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm gonna take a break.
You need a break. Go take a break.
I'll be right back.
See you at 12. No, sorry. I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
So anyhow, I got some other little odds and ends thing, but that wasn't a bad little day. I mean, for $100, if I sell the laminator, it pays for everything. And that's the way I always try to do my picking. Like, have one home run item in there that I know when I sell it, it's going to pay for everything.
Well, not to mention you end up with 20 items that are going to, sell as well. I mean, that's
bring $40 or $50 a piece, and that's my profit.
Yeah, that's the way. I'm going out tonight, and I got pickups scheduled. I got 5 auctions I have to pick up from. So yeah, it was crazy last night. As I said, I was in the hangout.
5 different locations.
5 different locations. One of them is a carryover from yesterday. I bid it on Tuesday. Usually it's a Wednesday pickup, and then said they shoved it to Thursday. Well, I had other auctions going Thursday, so yeah, I end up with I've got 3 from the same company, one from another company, and another one from another company. So I got 5 to pick up from them. The good thing is 3 of them are like really close to each other. The bad thing is one's got a weird time on it, and then the farthest one away actually has the best time. It's a 5-hour window I can pick up in, so I'll be good with that one. But it's the other ones it's going to be tight.
There's 3 storage unit auctions here today.
I know Jim was saying something. He's kind of figuring out which one to pick from.
Eric, I think you should save some money and use public transportation to pick all those up.
Yeah, public transportation isn't that extensive.
I don't think I'm going to go, though. I've got too much stuff to do, and I really don't need to be buying a storage unit.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think you need to buy a storage unit. I think Jim needs to buy a storage unit. But yeah, I got some good stuff.
That's good.
So I'll show it tomorrow.
It's very good. I'm kind of excited for the listing challenge.
I thought that was today.
Yeah, it is today.
When?
Hopefully.
Noon Eastern.
Oh, 2 when?
Huh?
What's our window?
4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Well, Sally lost.
No, she didn't. That's why I told her, go to bed and then you can wake up at noon and be fresh. You'll be fine.
Now, is that
But
on
you
her?
know how sad. Yeah, that is on her channel.
Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do it because, like I said, I got all those pickups done.
Yeah.
So Sally's going to actually have to hit the start button.
Yes, she is. Vroom, vroom.
I would totally do it, but my day, everything I'm doing today is taking out the trash. That's my goal.
Terry never got a hold of you? Or she didn't want the stuff?
Oh, no, she's coming. I just got to, like, take it all and put it somewhere so it's out of my way so I can continue to work.
Ah.
She's coming next week. I got to finalize the day.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think you should have given her all the weights.
Yeah. I washed my hands of those.
That's the best move.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like 100 degrees in there.
You got rid of the 2 biggest pain in the ass pieces. And so the rest was actually pretty good.
I know. It worked out friggin' great. It worked out better, actually. I didn't have to make a 3rd trip.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. You got it done in 2 trips. I mean.
Oh, I also gave the guy that set of speakers that surround sound thing.
Yeah, I knew you didn't want them. So.
Yeah, I was just going to donate them anyway.
There's nothing wrong with giving stuff away. I think that's the problem. A lot of times we all try to hold on to too much, try to get every last dime out of stuff when you just, you know, if it was a bad buy. Like I've got a couple items in this thing that, you know, probably should, like one item that I probably shouldn't have gotten. And it's like, okay, no big deal. Throw it away. You know?
Yeah. Move on.
I played some of those radio station tapes last night, Dusty.
Ooh, what was on them?
That's copies of broadcasts. There's interviews. I got a concert that was recorded, but I think it was recorded off of a TV broadcast, but I could be wrong. But it was a 1969 concert with Joni Mitchell and Arlo Guthrie. And I did a little research on it. And it turns out it was broadcast on August 3rd in 1969, and that's what's written on the tape itself. So I'm just wondering because they're affiliated with WNBC, so I just wonder if he recorded it to then replay parts of it on an NBC channel. So so not again. There's so much sketchy history on it, but yeah, it's all they all work. There's good stuff on them. So I got a crappy reel-to-reel to play them on, but somebody had good equipment. It'd actually be pretty good.
I'm just impressed you have a reel-to-reel.
I bought it at auction like 3 days ago.
Oh.
It's a Victor reel-to-reel. It's a beast. It's huge, but it's cool. Oh.
Portable. Or should I say luggable?
Portable. It has a microphone. It has a remote. The whole 9 yards in it. So I mean, that thing's probably worth. It's right $100. I mean, you know, shipping's going to cost me like 40. So, you know, but that'll be something that'll be actually pretty easy to ship. It's just a box and some. I've got some thick foam to put around it to keep from getting bounced around too much. So, but yeah, I mean, I bought that so I could, you know, check what was on these tapes to see if it was legitimate. And I had bought a bunch of reel-to-reel tapes that were from a guy who used to work at a radio station in the late '60s. I got a lot of his mid-century stuff, and that's part of what I'm picking up today is more of his estate. So. I got a really cool salesman sample chair, Dusty. It's awesome.
Salesman sample chair?
Yeah,
How big?
Yeah.
Like dollhouse size or like miniature?
it's not even it's bigger than Dollhouse.
What kind of chair?
It's I'll have to show you the pic. I can't even describe it. I'll show everybody. It's not that hard to do. Let me pull stuff up here.
Jack Smack and Silverhair are still talking about the coin stuff, and like Silverhair just told him, if the coins are real, you may not like Bandit. Gold and Silver Store pay $14 to $15 each for those. I don't know what scrap is. Probably around $16, I would think. I mean, there's a lot of gold and silver stores that'll pay you 90-something% of scrap value because they're going to they send in such bulk that they get about 99% of scrap value.
That's
I would totally take those, and if I could get somebody to pay me $14, $15, I would flip them, take the cash, and run.
yeah, I would too.
Of course, I'm not a holder, and I also don't collect or hoard or whatever you want to call it. I'm just not into like precious metals.
I had a buddy that got stuck with thousands of dollars worth of gold and silver because he was a holder. He was buying it at $35, $40 an ounce, years ago, and was waiting for it to break 50 to sell, and it got to 44 and change, and then the bottom fell out of it.
Wow.
So yeah, and so I mean, he literally had bags and bags and bags of this stuff, and so he was hanging on. He's an older guy; he didn't really care. Let's see if I can get this to work.
I like every once in a blue moon you hear about like a guy in the news that brought in like 3 barrels of like pennies to like a bank, and they made like a buttload of money. I love those stories.
Actually, I just realized we're dealing with silver eagles. They're not going to refine the eagles anyhow because I don't think legally can on coins. I can't send those into melters, but they still have people. I mean, I know I have a guy that'll pay me about 90%. I just wouldn't sit. I don't know. I don't trust any markets right now. That's just me personally. I was trying to find the it looks like 1626. Let's see.
All right, so there's a chair.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Here's the back of the chair.
That belongs in like a shag palace.
Of tiny people, since this is a salesman sample.
So.
Wait, Silverhair Stacker says you can melt eagles. Because they're not considered.
They're not coinage.
Actual, coinage. Yeah, I guess that's currency. That's what I was going to say.
Bow chicken.
There's the tools I bought last night, Dusty.
Yeah, that was a good buy.
Oh, nice.
I'm surprised you got it so cheap.
Yeah, maybe flip through them. There's a lot of wood planes and draw knives, and I mean they're all antique.
Cool.
That's probably the winning piece of the bunch right there. But
paid $3,000 for the whole box of silver. If you get somebody paid you $15 a pop, that's $7,500. That's a $4,500 profit.
Yeah, in the day.
I mean, that's me. I'm the quick flip. I would take it and run, and be like, okay, cool. Mary O wants to know if salesman samples are a good item to sell, Eric.
Yes, always a good item if it's especially if it's a cool item to begin with. But you have to be careful.
It's very like intricate.
You have to be careful with salesman samples only because there's a lot of things that people represent as salesman samples that aren't.
That's true.
So you got to be a little careful with it. And also, there's a lot of things out there that are legitimate samples. This is a good one right here. This is a Lane cedar chest, and you see these everywhere. They've got and they made them for the company that was selling their chest. So this is from Glick's Furniture in Ohio. These are fairly common, but people don't think they're worth a lot because it's a salesman sample, and it's just a chest that it says miniature chest. But you got to be careful with identifying salesman sample as opposed to just a miniature.
Yeah, or a toy even.
Yeah. You have to kind of think. I mean, if it's really well made and really intricate, and a lot more work went into it than a toy or a doll furniture thing would go. Usually get away with it. I've sold salesman samples of a bunch of different things. So
I've seen some go in the thousands if they're very intricate, like some type of special machinery or something.
I saw
I sold a Bible. I had a Bible salesman sample from the 1874, and it's a really elaborate Bible that has like the 4 gold panels on the front, really rich panel, and I had extra panels for everything, and I got almost $300 for that thing. I paid $20 for it.
Like funeral-related salesman samples, mini coffins and stuff like that. Oh yeah.
I got one lot of pewter last night. I bought this lot for a couple things. These ducks in the middle are worth about $25 a piece. The rest of it's going to take some research. There's a few things in there that are going to be pretty good, but. I get it.
Morning, Larry.
I got this alarm clock set up. I like this clock right here. I think this one's really cool. Vintage Panasonic. That's a Spartus. I don't know how old that one is. This one's obviously 60s. That one might be as well. I paid $15.01 for those two. I was trying to buy these last night, but it just got a little pricey. These all sold for $131. Hi, Cat. And Jason's the pool cue expert on the panel here, and so he did a little research on them. We thought they were at least worth $50 a piece, probably closer to $100 for these 4 right here. But it was at 130, and the guy showed no signs of slowing down, and so I let him go.
You know what the problem? The problem is that they could have, if they searched eBay and looked at active, they'll see people are asking like ridiculous money for those $300-400, but you'll never see a single sold like that because they're really not worth more than maybe $100.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was in that, go by what we have. The Teddy Ruxpins, I ran them up to $56 is when I dropped out. That dental chair sold for $51.
Wow, that's $50 too much.
It's a big item. It's a cool item. I bid it up to $50, and that's where that was my top because I just didn't want to deal with the pain in the butt. But this is a really cool dental chair. It's a Ritter.
Huh. Yeah.
So I thought if I had more space and was really short on stuff and didn't mind long tail and something, I probably would have bought that. You saw the pewter. I got out on the TV. What am I picking up tonight? I don't even remember. I think I won that one. Oh, picking up the clock. I just sold one of these very similar to the same kind of casing, same style for $90. I paid $11 for that one. I'm picking up the belt buckle, this fire truck. I think that's what I have to pick up at the one that I went to last night that wasn't there. So, but that's some of what I'm picking up. The other ones are different auction companies. But
George Romero just died? Oh,
he died a
man.
couple days ago.
Did he?
He died a couple days ago. Martin Landau just passed away.
Jeez, I haven't been around the past few days. That sucks.
Base 19.
George Romero died?
Yep.
Sally woke up. Wow.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Jack said on the 16th.
Wow. That's sad.
I know this is a dumb question, but who's George Romero?
Oh my God. Somebody take a knife and stab her through the head. Especially since he's a Walking Dead fanatic.
Asking. I don't know who it is.
He's the guy who
Sally,
invented
would you
the modern zombie movie.
Oh, okay.
Night of the Living Dead, you know, that type of thing. I mean, he's the one we can blame for all the zombie stuff that came out since what, 68?
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead, it was 68. Yeah, great movie. Love the ending.
Jack is blasphemy. You don't know if you don't ask. So I would have never known that.
Yeah, well, look it up. It's interesting.
I will look it up. I'll put
And
that
Martin
on my-
Landau, the star of Space 1999.
And not just the inventor of zombies, but slow zombies.
Yeah, the slow zombie invention, and I say, I mean, anything that's zombie related can be traced back to him at this point. So.
Yeah.
I mean, there were
Creep
zombie
show.
movies before him.
Yeah,
I do know that.
yeah, there's a few, but most of them were the voodoo zombie type movies.
Wait, Plan 9 from Outer Space, for example.
Okay, we don't call that a real movie. You know? It's just
I'm trying to wake up. I didn't eat anything since noon, and that's probably why I was like, oh.
Oh,
And then I got a cha-ching, and I was like, oh, myself.
is that all it takes to wake you up?
I like the sound of money.
I like the sound of money early in the morning.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Oh, so we were talking about salesman samples before, and you know, sometimes it's very hard to distinguish between like a salesman sample and other items. And here's a great example. I pulled this out from the back. This here, you may think is a salesman sample.
Nope.
It's a little potbelly stove cast iron, and it's fully functional. You know, the door is open. The top piece comes off. This opens. You know, it's pretty much you could probably put a fire in it.
you know, we would call that.
A kid's toy. Back in the day when kids were allowed to have real toys and play with matches.
Nope, that is actually a caboose. People would call that a caboose stove, where you would actually put it on a train, and it would actually be in the caboose of the train, and that so that the guy who was in there could actually run the stove.
Eric, was it you that had the little miniature electric stove that the cord was all jacked on, and the lady wanted to know if it would work as a toy for her kid or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, it was a 1920s electric stove that when I plugged it in, blew the power out of my house. So probably not my greatest move there, but yeah, she kept emailing me or messaging me, said, you know, is this going to, could my kids do things on this? I'm like, this is a real stove. This is, I mean, it was, you know, every bit of this big, but it's 110 volt. It had burners. It had a stove in it. I'm like, this is not really a toy stove. This is not like a easy bake oven with a light bulb. This is real stuff. And she emailed me probably 20 times with different questions about this. And I'm like, listen, all I'm going to say is I'm not selling it to be used. I'm selling it as a beautiful toy. It's a beautiful display. It looks great. And finally somebody else bought it. And I'm like, thank God. But yeah, that wasn't a salesman sample either. That was a beautiful toy, though. Or toy stove or small stove. I don't know what the intent was for those things, but it was
she just wanted an easy bake oven for her kids.
I know, crazy. I'm sorry, but Big Trouble in Little China is not a bad movie at all. It's amazing.
I like Big Trouble in Little China.
Never seen it.
I fell in love with Kurt Russell for that movie.
Classic movie, easily found, has Roddy Piper in it. You're not talking about They Live, are you?
Son of a gun.
Oh, shit.
Is that Hell Comes to Frogtown? I don't know. That's
Oh, I've seen, yeah. Anything with Roddy Piper in it, it's going to be awesome.
Dadgummit.
I think she was trying to get me to come down on the price, but I wasn't budging on. I mean, I didn't have it at a huge price. I think it's had it up for like, I started out at like $229 and it sold. I dropped the price a couple times. I think I eventually sold it for like $149. I think she was trying to get me to give it to her for like $50, and I was into it for $30. I mean,
oh, I picked up a movie yesterday. Here you go. Let's see if you've ever heard of either one of these. I Trust You to Kill Me.
don't know that one.
Starring Kiefer Sutherland and Rocco DeLuca and The Burden. Here you go. Consequence, starring Rick Schroeder.
wow. That's scary.
Those were two of my bad buys. I said, you know what's funny though, is I scanned them with the Amazon seller app. I thought, yeah, I'll have a few things. I'll send in a little shipment. I've got a few more things I need to send in to Amazon. I'm like, yeah, I haven't sent a shipment in 3 months. And then I get home and look them up and I'm like, whoa, why was I seeing different prices earlier? Like I was seeing like $17, $18, and then I look them up with the Amazon, look them up on the Amazon desktop, and I'm like, whatever, I just don't care.
And just make a bad movie eBay lot out of them.
By the way, I got something out of my collection for Jack Smack to see. Here you go, Jack. Hell Comes to Frogtown, signed by Roddy Piper.
Oh, wow.
I personally had him sign it. When I handed it to him, he was like, he didn't even want to sign it. He's like, oh my God, where did you find this thing?
That's awesome.
But he signed it for me. Probably be worth something someday.
It's worth something right now because he passed away. I mean, so.
Yeah, I had him sign it like, geez, it's been 10 years now, I think. Yeah. This is the best movie because there's one scene where a guy falls off like a cliff or something, and when he falls, you can actually see the big mattress that he lands on.
No way.
Yeah, they didn't edit it out. It was hysterical.
Wow. Huh. I'm going to have to go look at that.
It's a good watch, but you got to like that kind of like lowbrow, you know, horror, which I love, but you know, not everyone's bad.
I don't mind lowbrow horror as long as it's done well.
Yeah, it was a good flick. You know, I enjoyed it.
So halfway through my shipping, eBay makes me sign back in again, really?
A Boy and His Dog, starring Everyone knows who was in that one, don't you?
What? I'm sorry.
A Boy and His Dog, starring Sonny Crockett.
No,
Before he was anybody.
don't know that one.
Miami Vice. What's his name again? Who's the dude who's in Miami Vice?
Don Johnson.
Yeah, Don Johnson. He was in A Boy and His Dog before he was really anybody. That's a classic sci-fi movie.
I just looked up this stove, and with the tools, one sold for $450.
Yeah, what they sell it as?
It included the 2 tools, and they called it a salesman sample.
Yeah.
In fact, everybody is. There's 2 more for 400.
Yeah.
300.
But it's not really a salesman sample. It's just a small stove, and they use small. And like I said, mainly you saw them on trains and things like that. The train collectors know what they are.
Yeah, it really is a toy. I looked it up once and did the research on it.
But
hey, I guess if it looks like a salesman sample and you still say in the title, people will buy it. I guess
that's why it's kind of keyword spamming, but it's not. But you know what? If that's what people want to buy them as, then let them have it.
Yeah.
Why are you hanging on to it?
This is I played with this when I was a kid. It was my grandmother's.
Oh, okay. So
it's not a piece I found at auction or anything. So I loved it as a child. So
you never fired it up. Huh?
It's your grandmother's stove?
It used to be sitting next to it like a fireplace. So it got close to the flame.
So
Our family heirloom.
Silver Jacker wanted to come on and
showing us a coin slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, this coin slide has neodymium magnets in it. You know, those super magnets?
Mm-hmm.
And it's this little contraption that's built with the correct angle for checking coins. Like, this is a modern quarter. It does not have silver, so it will slide fast.
Okay.
I don't know if it's very clear. And then the silver eagle like Jack is supposed to have. Let me pop the case on this one. My fingernails are not very good. Sorry to bust in the conversation.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I don't know if Jack is still watching.
I think
the side chat right now.
He's still there.
Yeah.
Get a knife. Sorry, didn't have the demo set up.
Oh, it's fine. No worries.
Ah, geez. You know, we have a certain standard that we set here.
Well, this one's in a clear plastic protector case, which is just an eagle, so I don't mind taking it out. Dang, that sucker's in there. There it is. Okay. So here's a silver eagle.
Okay.
So it will travel down the slide significantly slower.
Mm-hmm.
Copper will do that too. So if a fake is made out of copper, then like here's a Morgan silver dollar, it will slide slowly.
Mm-hmm.
But a modern coinage, it will slide a lot faster. So that's.
Did you get the slide off of eBay or someplace?
A friend of mine who has a YouTube channel, Cyber Curtain Twitcher. He makes and sells these. And he made this one. It's handmade. He lives in the UK. But you
It
can
kind
take
of reminds me of
an
a dice
individual. Huh?
it kind of reminds me of a dice slider, or like an automatic thrower for dice.
Yeah, it's just a.
Yeah.
He's got neodymium. You know the super magnets.
Yeah.
You can get these at Home Depot for maybe $5 for a package of 4. But you can also take and put the coin on the same angle as the slide, and then just slide your magnet across the surface of the coin, and the magnet should slide slowly.
So basically, the coin is slightly magnetic, right?
Yeah, it's got some magnetic properties that makes silver slide the surface on your silver to get it to do it. But on a regular, it's hard to tell in a quarter, but it'll just fall off of a quarter.
Yeah.
But if your coin has steel in it, it's just going to stick to it, you know, like a.
Right.
So.
If it has steel.
Steel.
Okay.
You know, like anything made out of that's got iron or steel in it, it'll just stick to that neodymium magnet.
Yeah.
But silver has some magnetic properties that when you slide a neodymium magnet, it's slower than like modern coinage that has no silver in it.
Oh.
Like a quarter will just slide right up. Or what am I doing? The magnet will slide just right off of a quarter. I don't know if that made any sense, but
Yeah.
a regular magnet won't do it. You have to get the neodymium ones.
Let's see. Jack says, "Is that because of the weight of is that because of the weight or the engraving?"
No, it's the magnetic properties of silver. It's different than iron or steel or tin or. You know, the old pennies, the solid copper pennies, or 90% pennies, they'll slide slowly because copper has about the same type of magnetism that silver does.
Okay. That's good to know.
Hey, I got something to tell. Are you ready? It's good.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I'll start the bidding at 100.
It's Mabel.
Cute. What a cute name.
Is this a new one?
How cute.
Yeah. Well, I had a friend that used to board horses by me, and she grew up and got married and stuff, and she has a lot of kids. And I gave her a Shetland pony, and her dog had puppies, so she, of course, felt that she needed to give me a puppy for that pony, which I told her she didn't, but I still ended up with a
pony for a puppy.
Pretty much.
You know how much meat there is on a horse?
Well, it was a Shetland, so.
It was a salesman sample horse.
Yeah, there you go.
If she was running a Chinese place, she'd be out of business.
There you go.
Jack Smack wants to know if that's an apple head.
No, well, it's half pug and half Chihuahua, so.
You know what they call those?
What do they call
those
that? An apple ass?
I think I dated an applehead.
They call it a chug. I have two.
Jim, did you take a bite?
The chug, yeah.
Oh, gross, Jason. He said, "Did you take a bite?"
Probably.
Yeah, and then he married her, and it wasn't me.
It was the 80s. Yeah, you can take a bite out of everything.
Well, thank you, Todd, for that. I appreciate that. That was good
Yeah.
information. To
Yeah, I mean, whenever I go to an estate sale or a
Slide on it.
garage sale, I always take a
Do it on there.
little medium, it's just, I just leave it stuck on my key ring all the time. So
Yeah.
whenever I run across a piece of jewelry and I want to check to see if it's magnetic,
Don't forget
won't
to
stick
take
to silver.
thing.
What?
Don't forget to take the most important thing when you're at a garage sale.
Money?
You got it.
My wife?
So how does that magnet react to like gold?
It won't stick to gold either.
It won't stick to gold. Okay.
Right.
Well, let's get it.
If you get some costume jewelry and you want to check it for gold, then
Okay.
gold or silver, it won't stick to it.
And on that boat. Are you there?
Well,
It's a real picture postcard seller out of Marion. He's bidding on that Eagle River book.
we gotta have 2 bidders because they're raising
4 bidders on it.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh no, I don't want to sell that. And I saw what you had. I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely sell it for that.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I figured too.
I'm not cheap, right? And we're moving anyway, so what the hell? Where are we going?
Are you still packing, Tara?
Am I still what? Oh, well, that deal. Well, that guy doesn't come up till that guy doesn't come over here till next week too. I don't have a written offer or nothing, so.
Yes, we are still doing
But
it.
we're still packing up some stuff. Yes.
It's all hands on deck.
Probably won't go through. I never like to count on anything, so I'd rather be prepared for the worst and hope for the best.
I bet you it probably takes a couple of days just to pack up Jim's porn collection.
No,
Yeah, it's all packed in file cabinets, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's a half a U-Haul right there. I've been collecting since I was 7 years old.
Oh my gosh.
When he was a little boy, how old were you?
I was probably about 10 or 11.
You had like the town dump that you take your garbage to, and the dump guy that ran the gate had Jim noticed when he went to his parents had a stack of Playboys or whatever. And what time did you leave at?
This was like the Lufthansa heist from Goodfellas.
I'll let you sit down.
So it's like, I don't know, I probably left at about 1:30 in the morning. Okay, on my bicycle, on my banana seat bike, and I took one of those coolers. I don't know if you remember, they used to, in the 70s and 80s, they had these coolers that you could raise night crawlers in.
Yeah.
They're foam cooler.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's what I have. I'm using my night crawler cooler, okay? I wire it inside the opening in between where I pedal on the bike, and I got my legs around that, pedaling this banana seat bike. I go all the way to the dump, which is like, I don't know, probably about 2.5 miles from my house, in the middle of the night, and the guy, of course, doesn't lock his shack because who's gonna, climb the chain link fence into the dump to go steal some old, dirty, moldy Playboys? But I was your criminal. I took as many as I could fit in the styrofoam cooler and pedaled my ass home. Probably got home about 3:30. But then from then on, whenever we went to the dump, I was just petrified that this dump guy was going to figure it out. And I wasn't like the kind of kid who would take anything or whatever, but they were just so irresistible. I just had to possess them that I drove me to it.
So, do you still have them?
No, I got busted. They got confiscated. But it happened over and over. I don't have any of my original stuff, but I would get busted and they would get confiscated. But then when I got into high school, or not high school, probably just out of high school, this girl I was dating, her mom loved garage sales and she didn't have a driver's license. She would make me drive her to all these garage sales. Well, I would oh my God, there's one of those Playboys I had. So I would buy it, and and the collection just, now it's like I go to an estate sale. Oh, you got 150 Playboys? They're staples. They're not glue binding. They're the staple binding. Yeah, I'll take them. So at 150 Playboys at a crack, you can amass quite a collection. And of course, the other stuff too, Penthouse, some Hustler, but that's hard to get your hands on, and then, other, whatever, the magazines. So yeah, it's just my life's ambition.
So if we find old porn, we need to get with Jim and have him hook him up with, it probably doesn't have it in his collection. So,
well, if you remember your first ones, the first ones you got, like underneath your dad's bureau or whatever, the first ones you found, you page through them so much. It's almost like you develop a relationship with these girls. It's like you recognize, they're, well, in Playboy, they have like their dossier. Like,
okay, we're gonna end the show now, guys.
Wow. I don't think I've ever felt I had a relationship with an old magazine. I'm just saying.
No, like a friend relationship.
I don't even remember the first time I ever saw a magazine. While as you have it memorized, her name, where she was born, Yeah, no.
Talking about.
You're like those guys when I was
like it's.
Oh, this is Candy. She works at the library.
It's like reading a really good book, and it's so detailed that you feel like you know the people.
Yes, and just imagine you read that book every other day, over and over and over.
Oh, this is.
There's a problem there, Jim. You were reading the book. You weren't supposed to be reading the book.
Yeah, man. When I was a kid, it was like Lord of the Rings. I don't know.
Oh yeah, when I get busted and I'd come home and my mom would be, oh yeah, guess what I found? And I got rid of it. I'm like, oh, I'd just be heartbroken. I'd be like, oh no.
Candy, where are you?
Then when I was probably about 12, 13, I got a job raking leaves. I took the money and we went down to Chicago, and in Chicago they had this Wards outlet. There was a Wards building. It was this huge. It was a skyscraper. Well, anyway, they had this, like the 4th or 5th floor was their returns. So we're down there, and I find this console stereo that was supposed to be like $200. It was marked down to like $50. And I tell my mom, Dad, yeah, I want to buy it. And my dad's like, oh God, we gotta haul this thing home. But so I buy this console stereo with the 8-track and new. I was so proud of it. But I figured out that I could take out the turntable, and then you got this big open area inside the console stereo. So from then on, that's where everything went.
There we go.
The thing was that stereo was full of all my prized possessions. It was my hideout.
Oh my.
Anyway, I was a weird kid. I didn't have many like people friends, but
you had a lot of magazine friends apparently.
People friends.
Yeah.
Your friends were all in magazines, right?
Anyway.
When Jim lost it, he was actually surprised that things were in 3D all of a sudden,
I was scared. I was alone.
It was amazing because he didn't get any paper cuts.
Jimmy, why are those Band-Aids all over your fingers? I don't know where I'm getting these paper cuts, Mom.
Tell about your oldest son.
Oh, I'm not going to tell that story. No, it's never at the right time. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So just got to cover your wing. Oh, that story. Oh, yeah, I could tell that one. Yeah, I go out in the woods behind my house, a house I don't own anymore, but my oldest son was probably about 11, 12 years old. I see this book bag out in the woods. I'm like, well, that's not a very good way to take care of your backpack or whatever. So I grab it. I'm like, well, it's full of stuff. I unzip it, and it was locked. It had a locked cabinet. I'm like, oh my God. He had taken some of my best magazines, and they've been out there in the rain. So I'm like, well, some of them were okay because they were like in the middle. But then I opened them up, and he had cut out pictures and must have stashed them somewhere. It's like when a kid goes into your liquor cabinet, drinks half the bottle of liquor, but then so you don't know, he tops it off with water or something, so then he ruins the whole bottle of liquor. You know, I'm mad that you drank the liquor, but then don't ruin the liquor by putting water in it. Oh my God.
My stepson had the sense not to put the water in it, but he decided to get into my liquor cabinet and was going to have some drinks with him and his buddy one night. And instead of taking the Jack Daniels or the crappy liquor, what's he break into? My $225 bottle of scotch.
Ooh.
Yeah. That I only had it now and then. I would have it when I really wanted a good drink, and he drank 3/4 of that bottle in one night. Him and his friends.
Smooth.
I was furious.
I bet.
But yeah.
Well, but so to be clear though, he did not top off what was left with water.
Did not top. He didn't ruin the rest. I think his mom caught it. What happened, you know? But yeah, so yeah, I ended up getting 220. I mean, I got the bottle at auction, so I didn't spend quite that much. But to replace it would have been $225. Johnny Walker Blue, and I ended up getting, I think, 3 total drinks out of that.
Wow.
I spent at auction. I spent over. I think I spent like $125 at auction to buy that.
You still look pissed about it, man.
Oh, I'm still furious about that.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things. I mean, I'm not the type of person to go out and spend a ton of money on things. I mean, when it comes to liquor, I will buy good liquor because I don't drink that often, and so I want good stuff. But yeah, I'm not going to drop 230, 40, 50 bucks on a bottle, you know. But I got it for relatively half price, so that was a good deal. But yeah.
When my grandma died, she had, and I remembered from the time I was a kid, and she's like, "Oh no, I'll never drink that because that's a valuable bottle." It was a 2.5-gallon bottle of J&B Scotch on a stand. It swiveled.
Yeah, I've got one of those in the garage.
Yeah, but she never cracked it. It was still sealed. Well, she died, and then my mom's like, in 2000, my mom's like, "Well, hey, do you want this big bottle of Scotch?" I'm like, "Sure." So I'm looking at it, I'm like, should I save it? I thought, you know what? She lived her entire life, didn't touch it. And she went to the grave without. I'm like, I'm drinking it. I cracked it, threw some ice cubes in a glass, and actually it was damn good Scotch.
It was good Scotch.
You know, it's fun
because that bottle was sold for $300 or $400 if it was full.
Yeah, it was full and sealed.
Yeah, you could have paid
$400 with it.
I guarantee you,
I'm
Jim
worth it.
has to think about that for a total of 10 seconds.
Yeah.
J&B's not.
I am worth Scotch.
I rather run around on a
Scotch or old Playboys, I'm a sucker.
Damn. Better box.
Yeah, I like a good Scotch, but I like a good blended Scotch. I don't do single malts, so I ruin them anyway. So.
You mix your Scotch?
Yeah, I have to. I can't drink it straight.
You mean like the Scotch milkshake in the morning?
No, like Scotch and a little bit of lemon lime soda.
Oh yeah, I do Scotch and ice cubes, and then in the morning if there's anything left over, you throw it in a blender with some ice cream, and you can make the Scotch milkshake for her or the dog.
Yeah.
Because if you got like this
much Scotch, I have to worry about waking up with a hangover. So
if you got this much left in the bottle, the next one, well, I don't anymore, but in the old days, if you got this much left in the bottle from the night before, you just throw that in the blender with some ice cream, Scotch milkshake. You're good to go.
Actually, sounds good. But...
And that's perfect if you drink the bottle on a Friday night, because now for Saturday you're ready to go. You're starting out 10 o'clock in the morning and you're ready.
Yeah, I've never. Well, I can't say I never drank the bottle. I drank at a fifth of a bottle of Canadian whiskey that I about that much left over after one night, and I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was in a hotel. Woke up like 4 o'clock in the morning in the sheets wrapped around me at the foot of the bed, going, "How the hell did I get here?" But
oh boy,
it was one of those days where I was traveling, and it was a Friday night going to Saturday, so I didn't even have to go to work the next day. I was just driving home, and there's baseball games were on, and it was like a doubleheader, so I was like a little bit of scotch, a little bit of soda, a little bit of ice, and just kept that combination going for about 6 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was toasted. Apparently, that was the day I decided I needed to call everybody I knew and tell them how much I loved them. So I was drunk out of my ass.
Eric has my phone number. Shit.
Yeah, be careful.
Drunk dialing never ends good.
My daughter. It was funny. My daughter was at college, and when I did this, and so they were sitting there around. I guess her and her friends were sitting around one day talking about stupid things they'd done. And my daughter goes, "Yeah, well, my dad drunk dialed me the other night," and they're like, "You win." Like, okay. But lost track.
I woke up one time. I didn't know where it. Well, I woke up several times. I didn't know where it was. But I woke up one time. I'm in this bed. This is in college. These two girls had put their beds together, which some of the girls did in their dorm rooms. Guys never did this, but anyway, they put their two beds together. And so I wake up. I'm in the middle of this bed. So I look over and there's this blonde. And I look up at the ceiling. I'm like, oh my God, because she's hot. I'm like, I don't believe this. I wasn't really a player last night. Then I turn my head the other way and she's got this roommate that would have to sneak up on a glass of water. So I'm like, oh my God. Okay. And I know there's no way this was I would have remembered a three-way. I'm like laying there in the bed. Well, apparently I came to their room. I was loaded up and I'm just like, I'm tired. And I just got on their bed and they said they didn't know what to do. So they just slept on the either sides of me. So nothing. I woke up from the ceiling. I'm like, what in the hell is going on here?
Nothing like waking up to a Jim sandwich in the morning.
Yeah. It could have been. I looked either way, and I'm like, hey, this could have been the best night of my life or the worst night of my life. I don't know yet. That was funny.
I can see him like waking up in the morning. He looks over, and there's like this giant hip.
It's like good and evil on each shoulder.
It was a blonde. I see this puff of hair, so I pick my head up to look over the puff of hair because it's like the '80s. They frizz out their hair. I look over and I'm like, oh my God, because this girl. I'm like, I know her. Plus, she's got a boyfriend, but I'm like, oh my God, yeah. And she's like Heather Locklear or something. I'm like, oh my God, she's so. But then I turn my head and there's that brunette. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Luckily, I did nothing, so it worked out good. I was a good boy. I was just looking for a place to sleep.
Good times, good times.
Jim, what are you doing here? I thought you were going to be on the circuit.
Yeah, I thought you were going storage unit shopping today, Jim.
I am. I'm actually had to run Travis to freshman orientation at the high school, so I've got a few minutes before they get back, so I figured I'd hop on and see what everybody was up to.
Oh, why don't you take your big wheel out there?
Take my big wheel. Yeah.
How many units are how many units are available at the ones you're going to?
I'm not sure which ones I'm going to. 3 chains are having auctions at the same time. So I have Public Storage, U-Haul Storage, and Life Storage, which was formerly Uncle Bob's. So I don't know which caravan I'm going to follow yet. Right now, the ones with the most units and the most locations is Life Storage, but they're also the furthest away. So
public storage is good because they don't use auctioneers. It's the district managers.
Yeah. I'm really leaning towards them, but they only have 3 locations. And their first location had like 7, and then the last 2 had like 5 combined. So not much going on there.
Sometimes you got to jump off the main circuit and let everybody else grab those, and you go to the ones that are there's a little bit of a risk of not having as many units, but then again, you got your main buyers are going to hit the other units too.
Yep.
So you got a better chance of picking something up. And public storage units don't go for a lot of money.
Right.
Interesting thing about public storage is though whatever money they get, they actually give to the they pay the bill off. If there's anything left over, they give that back to the customer.
Yep.
So it's a little different setup. But
yeah, actually in North Carolina, that was the law. The law was you had to reimburse the original owner.
Yeah, that's their policy. So
yeah.
Same in Wisconsin. That's also a law. If it goes over what they owe, you have to send the money to the owner.
Yeah. And what it's looking like now is Public Storage has actually the second auction, which is time. It says it's going on. It's going to go at 10, but the way they run, they're so slow. It'll probably be 11 before they even get to the second location. But they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, and then one at the third one. So I'll probably go there, and then the Life Storage goes. They've got their times go all the way until 1:30 in the afternoon. So I'll probably hit that one after.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing. Kind of hit the ones, and if you don't find a unit you like, then you just figure out where you're going to go to the next one. I mean, that's the way they do them around here. They run circuits, and they'll do the same. He's like, hey, join the caravan. We're going to 5 different locations, and
yep,
these are the units that are available. But
just try to buy the one with the most furniture.
Yeah, right.
I was going to go out last Sunday. I was going to go to a unit, and I looked at the terms of the auctioneer, and they said that you had to, whenever you bought the unit, you had to have it empty that day.
Oh, no.
I'm like, well, you don't even know what you're buying. I mean, and I'm not going to agree to terms, and like, that's just silly. I mean, you can buy a 10 by 40, and like, oh, it's a Sunday afternoon, I got to empty a 10 by 40.
Right. With no help and very little possibility of getting help.
That's when you pull out all the good stuff. And you leave the rest and lose the deposit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're never welcome back to that location again.
Well, you wouldn't want to go back there again if they're only doing 24 hours.
Well, you never know.
Or 12.
Don't burn your bridge.
I was a little upset. I mean, I wanted to go. I was thinking about going and buying a unit, but it's just like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with those terms. I mean, and maybe you could re-rent or something, but they did say anything. They said they had to be cleaned out that day, and I'm like,
yeah.
Just kind of crazy.
I would think a Sunday auction would bring in a big crowd too.
It does. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, the storage auction buyers are there all the time anyway. I mean, that's what these guys do.
Right.
All they do is buy storage units, because a lot of times it's your local auctioneers are buying storage units.
Right.
So that's you're not going to run them out of money. The best thing to do is go later in the day, and you got people that get tired and burned out,
mm-hmm.
and then the prices start to drop, especially get on those type of things. So,
it's funny, when I was at the storage unit yesterday, I was talking to the maintenance guy there, and I asked him a few questions. One of the questions I asked him, do a lot of people leave stuff behind and forfeit their deposit? And he said, yeah, it happens every so often.
Yeah.
I don't know what their consequences are for that, but
probably they lose the money. It's another $100. I mean, which is probably what it takes to empty the unit out and throw it away. I mean,
yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. My deposits here are $100 too.
Oh, I asked them if people don't pick up their stuff, like, don't follow through it, and they said, yeah, it happens. Every so often as well.
It does, yeah. One of my tricks when I was in North Carolina and buying, 4 or 5 lockers a week was stick around throughout all the payments, because some people bid and don't realize it's cash only, or they don't have as much money as they thought they did, so they have to forfeit the locker, and that's when I step in and be like, hey, I'll pick up that locker for that price.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Jim. I was thinking about that the other day, actually.
Yep.
Geez, Jim, I thought you were going to say you stand there and you help the brother out. It's like, hey, no, I got some cash. I can help you.
No. It's business. It's feeding my kids. No, there's no, yeah.
Auctioning it, Jim just stands in front of the unit and, body blocks everyone.
Yeah, I go like this. I stretch out as far as I can. And I wear a cape, too, so I can... No, I actually went to her first auction earlier this week, or late last week. And while the bidding was going on, I had no interest in it. She had no interest in it, but she was still up there looking. And I'm like, hey, the etiquette is if you're not interested, you just take a back seat and let the others kind of pop up there. But she was like, I might be interested. There might be something I'll see later on. It's like, oh, all right. Yeah. Maybe. Probably not, though. And no, there was... nothing there. So
how's the sourcing going now that you're in the new area?
Yard sales have been amazing. That's where I've made my money while I've been down here. Auctions, so we've bought a lot of stuff for the house through auctions, but not really much to relist, or to resell. And we picked up a couple of things from estate sales, which is promising.
I mean, I know Dusty has them on his Facebook because we've gone through them. Have you Facebook friended all the local auction houses down there, or in the estate sale companies? Because that's how I know he was seeing them.
Yeah, the estate sale companies I have, and some auction houses I've done that as well. Not a lot goes on online here. Like even yard sales, I'll pull up yard sale treasure map, and there'll be like 15 sales, and then I'll drive around and I'll see like 50 signs. So
yeah,
they don't like the internet around here for some reason.
That dang magical internet thingy they put on.
Yeah, which is fine because then they limit themselves to whoever's driving by. So
yeah,
it's fine by me.
I bought a unit that was like garbage bags that you could see were obviously full of clothes, some newer boxes, not a good collectible, visible, just junk, but it was $35. And
Yeah.
and I'm like, you know what? Just for the hell of it. And that day there was 5 units sold. I bought all 5. I'm like, I'm buying all the other ones. I might as well buy this one.
Right.
This lady and her daughter must have lived together, and they had all their stuff, and it was all new, but they bought all junk. They bought like a bunch of cell phone accessories but a bunch of the stuff they never opened. They would apparently they'd buy stuff new, and it wasn't open, and it was just a big array of stuff. We still do the flea market once in a while, so I'm like, you know what? For the hell of it, I'll just take this to the flea market. It was like in 2 days. I'll take all the stuff, these boxes of flea market, and I unpacked them while I was there with our regular antiques and stuff, and I just threw them on a table for $1. I wrote down what I sold on that. I cleared $700 that day.
Wow.
Of they're like rubber wristbands that would say different color wristbands that kids wear and stuff like that in lots or whatever. I'm just throwing out as fast as I throw it on the table. People would be coming and buying this stuff up. Dog leashes. I just put everything was $1 because it was all just crap.
Yeah,
I cleared like $700. It was amazing. Tara came back. She took my kid to the park or something while this was going on. She came back. She was just like dumbfounded. That's crazy. So, if the storage unit's cheap, you're cheap stepping off, you can do okay. But I mean, I wouldn't go into something like that for a lot of money.
No. Right.
Yeah, garbage.
I've hit units like that where I'm buying a 5x5 locker filled with garbage bags or a couple boxes, and I won't even look through it. I would just put it on the truck, take it straight to the flea market, and just set it out there and go through it as the market's going on. So
that way the bugs stay in your trailer. They never get in your house.
Right. Yeah. Jason, did you go back to your the one that you had bought?
Yeah. There's not enough to make a video though.
Yeah. All right. You know that the next happy hour title is going to be his unit wasn't as big as we thought.
Great.
Followed by, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Poor Jessica.
Is he still in here? Get the hell out of here.
Tara's taking care of the puppy.
Yeah, because that's exactly what you needed right before you decided to make a move, is to get a puppy.
Yeah, well, you saw it. How do you say no? I don't know. My kid always wanted pugs. He's got all these. He's got pug books. He's got pug stuffed animals. He always wanted a pug. So,
oh, cool.
Now he's got his pug. I figured it was either take this one that was a mix. It was Jack Russell and pug for free, or wind up paying $700 down the road for a pedigree pug or something. So I'm like, And I like dogs like this because if they do have an accident, it's like, hey, no big deal.
Oh, I know, right?
Not like my 120-pound lab.
But sometimes those little dogs are harder to potty train than the big dogs.
Yeah, but the girl, she gave it to us. I'm like, she's like, oh yeah, I'm potty training. It's pretty well potty trained. I'm like, yeah, I've heard this story before. 3 o'clock in the morning.
Not my first rodeo.
Dog starts crying. 3 o'clock in the morning. Car took it out. Did its business. 1 and 2. Brought it in, and it hasn't had an accident yet. So
nice.
She may have been speaking the truth. I mean, for a dog, I just can't get my head around a dog that little being potty trained or being house trained already. But she didn't use a pee
My
pad.
understanding is that it's always harder when they're small.
And if you start out with, oh, go ahead.
You can start training them early, but you can't expect them to hold it until they're like, I think it's 4 months of age.
Yeah, you have to take them out a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, and it's all.
Yeah, their bodies aren't ready to hold it till 4 months.
And also, it helps that someone's always around this dog 24/7. You know, catering to its every need.
Yeah. Yeah. Spoiled rotten.
It is. It's already spoiled.
It's real cute. It chases Brandon all over the place outside.
I don't know how you can spoil a dog in 12 hours, but we managed to do it. Not even. Oh no, I guess yeah. It was 12. A little over 12.
Lugnut's with me all the time, and when I went on vacation, oh man, he had bad separation anxiety.
Oh boy.
And I says, well, you got to figure that dog has been with me since it was weaned off its mother. Every day, every way, every minute of every day. He went with me everywhere, and
this puppy nursed yesterday.
Wow.
So they were having it sleep separate from the mother, but it nursed yesterday. So I mean, that's how close it was still to it. It whimpered a little bit when we left in the van. I don't think it'd ever been in a car before, but I don't know. We took it to a hamburger joint, gave it some hamburger bun to eat. It seemed to warm up.
Get down.
I like Jim's heads in the background.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay.
Here comes the fourth head.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's nothing in there.
Anyway.
Well, I gotta get going. I gotta get to work.
All right, go make some money.
Bye.
I'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Right up.
Hey, where's the puppy? Mom's got it? Okay.
Can you help me with Timothy?
Yeah, just shut the door. You can do it. Open the screen door and shut the regular door. There you go. You beat it.
I'm a bad mommy. My Lugnut's favorite outside stuffed animal. While we were sitting here chit-chatting while I was listening to you guys, I decided to clean out my car. And so I started a little fire here next to my car, and I was throwing stuff in it. Well, the fire got a little too close to his teddy bear burning, and he was whining while it was burning.
Oh my god! And you were talking, and so you were oblivious that his toy was burning while.
Yeah.
And he's crying, "Mommy, mommy, no!"
And then you're like, "Go away, you brat! Get out of here! What do you want? Go away!"
It just rained. It just rained yesterday, so I figure, well, it's a stuffed animal, so it's probably soaking wet. You know, I didn't think it would burn as good as it is.
See, now
Kind of
Jason,
scary how
Jason should not have left because he would have learned something about people in the northern part of this country. That, you know, when we have like an accumulation of trash in our vehicle, we put it in a neat pile outside our vehicle and light it on fire.
Yeah.
Got a storage unit with a bunch of junk in it? Fire pile.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's burning. Burn.
When my brother would help me sort out like stuff. Well, we do house clean outs. We'd buy the contents of I'd buy the contents of the house and he'd help me clean it out. And anything he'd be sorting through, he'd be like, well, is this, he goes, does this go in the burn pile? I'm like, is it rock? No. Is it metal? Well, no. Then it goes in the burn pile.
Yeah. Everything goes on the burn pile in Wisconsin.
If it's not rock or metal, it goes in the burn pile.
There's like this huge hole in the ozone layer between me and Jim's house.
Yeah. And when I bought these houses, this is before I resold. So I'm like, I bought the stuff just to have it. So I mean, I had like this. Oh my god, yeah, it was like Hoarders Buried Alive. I mean, when that show first came out, I would laugh. I'm like, what? I don't even see what the problem is.
Yeah. Well, you know what my problem was when I'd watch those hoarding shows that they were throwing out. I was like, oh my god, I would love to go through that dumpster.
Well, it's that company, that 1-800 Clean Up or whatever. Yeah, they're cleaning up all right.
Oh yeah, they make tons of money off the stuff they pick up.
People are stupid, and that's how we make a living. Hey, shut up! If it wasn't for stupid people throwing away stuff that's got value,
yeah,
or selling it for less.
That's what I always say. I make money off of stupid people.
Yeah, God love them. Yeah, because I love that attitude. Like, oh, what would you do with all this stuff? I'm like, oh, here's a potential victim. This person's clueless.
Yeah. Well, I was getting that the other day at that auction Saturday that I went to, and like there was a Cuisinart coffee maker with the two tall insulated mugs, and it made coffee just for the insulated mugs, you know. Well, I bought it for $2, and this one woman goes, I don't know why you should buy that. It probably doesn't even work. I turned around, I said, no, but if it does work, I got a hell of a good deal. And $2, and I've wasted $2 on worse things.
You can drink that.
By the way, it worked.
You can drink that fancy coffee when you're sitting on the bidet.
I had somebody message me on OfferUp the other day about that. This may be a silly question, but where does the poop go?
Oh my god!
Not in the bidet, you idiot. The poop does not go in the bidet. You don't put anything in your bidet that you wouldn't figure would go down your sink drain.
Mm-hmm.
I have the shower nozzle on a hose, so I don't really need one.
There you go.
That's how I get the 360 wash experience.
You can hook up one of those kitchen hoses on your toilet.
Yeah, because the one I don't have it. It's a place I caretake for. It's got the squirter on the bottom that shoots straight up, but then it's also got one for my guess would be there. Oh, maybe I don't know if you straddle it facing the wall or if you sit facing away from the wall. But it's got this thing in the front that shoots straight towards you, towards where your lap area could be, or it could be your. I guess maybe there's a video out there that shows you how to use it.
I don't know. Maybe
open it. I saw Dumb and Dumber.
All right, Randy, shut up.
Never used the bidet. The only reason why I bought the damn thing was because I thought it would be hilarious if my niece had a bidet in her. I didn't know you couldn't poop in them either. I thought you could poop in them.
Oh,
I never actually really looked at it, and
Nikki, it's
and
got
then all of a sudden, honestly, I never looked at a bidet before. I've never seen one. And even at the auction that day, I thought, well, that's a bidet. It's going to go really high, blah, blah, blah. never even looked at it because I figured, oh, it's going to go way high, and what the hell would I do with a bidet anyways? I don't want one. Well, then when I'm sitting there in the background, like way far away from it, and I heard the bid go down to like $10 for this bidet, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'll buy you that for $10, you know? And so I raised my hand, and somebody bid me up to $20, and I paid $20 for it.
That's
And
good.
and until somebody told me that you can't poop in a bidet, I never looked at it.
Oh, okay.
I had no clue.
I don't think you
Yeah, I've
actually
never-
sit on it either. You don't put weight on it. You more like straddle it because it's got that hard ceramic. You notice there's no seat.
Yeah.
You know, there's no like. It's just that hard. It would be like taking a seat off a regular toilet. You have that
Yeah.
hard ceramic rim. So I don't believe it's designed for you to actually rest on. I believe you're like supposed to like hit the water. And now that I think about it, you probably are supposed to face the wall because the controls are towards the wall. So that's how you control
Yeah.
the stream and stuff like that. So you probably are. And that's sure that front one is aimed at your front, and you got the bottom ones aimed at the bottom, and you clean everything up, and you're fresh and good to go.
Good to go. I imagine that would make a mess though if you're just straddling it.
Well, straddle close.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Okay, if you're straddling it, nasty water spraying all over your bathroom. How is that sanitary?
I don't recommend it. If I got some situation where I think I need to do something like that, I just head straight for the shower.
Yeah, just go to the shower. Yeah.
And don't do the shower.
Jim's breaking out the high pressure washer for his.
Oh my God, my dad did that. He was cleaning his pool down in Florida. He was using a pressure washer and flip.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that doesn't work real good when you go over your feet and flip flops with the pressure washer.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom was about ready to kill him. They sliced up his feet real good.
I bet. Ouch.
Ouch.
So kids, do not wash up with a power washer at home.
No. Clean your poopy water up after you straddle the bidet. Those are the lessons for today.
Woo.
Oh boy.
You can't pay for this
No.
kind of information.
That's right.
Learn
You can't. And I can guarantee you're not going to get it on any other YouTube show. That's for
Apparently, I'm looking at the wiki how to use a bidet, and you are supposed to face the controls.
Okay, that's so you'd be facing the wall.
Yep. For a standalone.
That's good because I was thinking if you had to control it. If you had to control those controls from sitting face forward, cramp, putting your arm back there all the time.
right.
You'd have some skin.
I hate when my kids leave the toilet paper roll on the back of the toilet because I'm like, oh, how am I going to reach it? Directly center behind me.
Mine set it on the stand where the roller thing is. It right there. It's like, oh my God, are you that freaking lazy?
Yep, they are. Even though it would have been more effort for them to put the toilet paper roll behind them rather than putting it on the paper towel or the toilet paper holder right next to them.
I don't get it.
Small, they wouldn't even have to stretch to do it.
Well, at least it's within arm's reach.
Yeah.
Trying to reach toilet paper.
Yeah.
What I don't like is when it's out and then they carry the new roll that they open and then walk over to the sink or something and set it on the where you can't reach it. You
Exactly.
You're walking around with your pants around your ankles.
Yeah, it's a shitty situation.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Oh my gosh.
I was in an army barracks. They had this thing, and when I went to school, they had this thing you could get a FIED credit if you went with the ROTC guys to this. For us, it was either Camp Douglas or Fort McCoy, and I did both of them. I think this was in Fort McCoy, it's a World War II Army base that they use. The Army still owns it and uses it for training and stuff like that. Well, they're like, okay, and they give you a schedule. It's when you can go to the bathroom, when you can do anything. It's like, okay, everybody hit the head, go to the bathroom. So we line up to go to the bathroom. You get in there. It's like, I'm like, what? It's I call it the 6-pack. It's 6 toilets, 6 thrones facing each other, no dividers, no nothing. And when you plop down on the seat, your knees, the tip of your kneecaps are just about touching the other guy's knees. You're staring at right. There's 6 of us on this thing. I'm like, I can't close the deal. Pull my pants up. I held it the whole weekend.
Wow.
This was Friday. Yeah, this was Friday night. I didn't go until Monday.
Wow.
Oh no, it would have been Sunday night when I got home. So I'm like, no, I can't do this. I need just a little bit of privacy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Everybody's in bed.
No, it's like everybody. There's constantly somebody in there.
Wow.
And it's just as weird, even if they're not facing you. If they're on the other one over there, yeah, it's still it's like within 6 feet of each other, and with no wall or nothing. It's like too weird. It's like those 2-hole outhouses. I never understood.
I have poopophobia. I'd never be able to do it.
I mean, if I'm in a bar parking lot, number one, and somebody else is talking to you while they're number one, it's no big deal or whatever.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
No, but if you're taking a whiz, it's no big deal. If it's no big proximity, it's not a big deal. But number 2, I do require privacy.
Don't worry, if I was getting here some food and water.
Like Dusty says, number 1 only, no number 2.
Yeah. A friend of mine, she poops in front of her husband.
No.
Private.
She shouldn't do that.
She goes, we've been married. She says we've been married for 20 years. We poop in front of each other. I'm like, ew. That is just one thing I cannot do. And I've been married for 25 years, and my husband will never be there when I poop.
If I'm taking a shower, Jim's not coming in to poop while I'm in the shower. That's just gross.
And my first wife. Yeah, my first wife did that to me when I was in the shower. Okay, by the way, you're trapped in this fiberglass cubicle with a curtain, and this person does something that to them, their own brand is a nice aroma. Okay,
yeah.
We leave. I'm like, I got out of the shower. I'm like, don't you ever do that again.
Besides the fact that it stinks, and now it's moisture and heat mixed in. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not right. Yeah, so if you think that's okay, I'm here to tell you. If nobody's ever told you that's not okay, I'm telling you it's not okay.
Okay. You never look at the person the same again.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about the shower, but the steam mixed with the odor just makes it more pungent,
Yeah.
So it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Not right.
Why does this show always refer to?
I don't know. I was just thinking the same thing.
It's either like gross animals or poop.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
For a long time, I couldn't use a public restroom to pee, and I couldn't figure out what it was until one day it just came to me. And I was like, oh my God, that's why I can't do it. And then from then on, I was okay with it with certain restrictions still today. Like I won't pee in the middle stall. I always got to be against the wall. And it's because I was working in Six Flags Great Adventure. So it's a theme park, and I'm in the public bathroom because I was the closest to my stall that I was manager of. And I'm sitting there peeing, and it's like 10:30. So the park had just opened. And I'm in the middle stall, and then 2 kids, one to the left, one to the right, come up. They start peeing, and I'm just sitting there doing my thing. And then all of a sudden, they go, "Pee fight!" And they pull their little pees out. They start spraying everywhere. And I'm in the middle of these 2, and there's 2 little wieners, like, going back and forth, and like, and I'm getting pissed on. And I'm like, I'm not into this kind of porn. Like, what the hell's going on? So I'm just like traumatized by it, and I forget about it for like 5 years, and it finally hits me, and I'm able to deal with it. But now I'm like, no, I'm not going in the middle stall. I don't care if it's Walmart or anywhere, bowling alley. I don't care. Like, but yeah, ever since getting pissed on by 2 little kids, I can't do the middle stall. For a while, I couldn't even go to the bathroom. Like, I have to go really bad, and I just stand there and just not go.
These guys have grown up now, and they have their own prank show.
I'm sure. That was the beginning of Jackass. Yeah.
Remember that guy that we pissed all over?
They probably have a statue erected in my name.
I like how you illustrated the wieners with your thumbs. I got a clear mental picture that I'm now going to have to scrub over.
It was a horrible day. I had to go home from work and everything. I couldn't deal with it.
I was at a concert. It was Alabama was playing.
I'm sorry. What did you tell your boss, Jim?
Well, I was the manager, so I just kind of told my employees, like, hey, I'm going to go home and change, shower, and say a couple prayers, and I'll be right back.
Were you taking the shower and the crying game theme song was in the background?
Basically. Sitting there hugging myself on the tub floor, just letting them know.
Einhorn is a man.
I was at an outdoor concert. They call it Hodag Country Fest up here. It's a huge country and western thing. It goes on for like 10 days or whatever. We hear there's campsites or whatever. So Alabama's playing, and I don't really care for Alabama or whatever. So I run up to this bathroom or whatever at the top of the hill behind the venue or whatever. I mean, there's a huge line or whatever, but you finally get in there, you know. So I'm like, they're in the stalls and stuff. Oh, and there's this long trough, but there's 2 regular urinals. So a guy steps away from the urinal. I'm like, oh yeah, I get to go in a regular urinal. Sweet. So I get up there, doing my thing, minding my own business, and there's this guy with a biker vest. He looks like he's probably about 60, long hair, you know, a hippie type with the leather vest and the, you know, biker type. It's 6'6". Turns around and faces me and goes, I love Alabama. I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. It's like, why is there warm liquid on my leg? He's so drunk, he's talking to me while he hasn't finished yet. I'm wearing shorts and flip-flops. Now using me for his drink. So I'm like, what do I do? He's a huge guy. Yelling at him is not going to get the stuff off my leg. So I'm just like, I'll just pretend it didn't happen. I'm like, yeah, I like Alabama too. He wanders off, and I just, instead of walking back down to where you know, there's lawn chairs. But instead of walking back down to where everybody else, my group was, I walked over to where they do the campers. You know, they flush out their tanks or whatever, and they got a hose there that you can rinse out your tank hose or whatever. I used that to wash my legs off.
Oh my god!
So it happens from grown people too.
Yeah.
They have to be kids.
Yeah, I was in the Lowe's working one day, and I'm in the far stall, and I hear somebody getting in the other stall, and he finishes business, and you hear this. He flushes, and it's like one of those tornado flush toilets, just whoosh, and the guy screams and goes, "Oh my god, that thing about sucked my balls off!" I'm dying. I'm trying not to say anything because I think this guy thinks he's alone in here, but. All right. Why I don't go to the public toilet.
That is funny.
Yeah, because you shouldn't say "suck my balls" in public.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the mortal remains of Lugnut's bear?
No. Well, all we can see is your profile picture.
Yeah, you don't have your camera on. You haven't had it on.
Nikki.
I have it on now.
Okay, now I see you.
Okay. Yep.
There's the mortal remains of his. Oh no! Wait a minute! You got me. Hold on.
Yeah, all we see is your fingers. Nice fingers.
Hold on, I'm not. Oh, there we go. There.
I got mad. I'm on. Oh no!
There's your poor teddy bear.
Oh.
Yeah, he's sitting there watching a bird.
Oh no!
Poor lug nut.
Grass in the shape of a teddy bear. It's sad. I don't even like.
Oh, that's creepy.
It
It's
is.
like a cult. If I was a cop and I rolled up on this scene, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, we got some cult activity here."
Oh, I breathed in the.
CSI.
I feel.
CSI Nikki.
Yeah. Oh, stop.
We start torturing stuffed animals.
Oh yeah, it's a gateway. Yeah, serial killer gateway. They start with stuffed animals.
All right, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up. So,
All right,
Sally-
there's
Sally,
still a lot of
get ready.
learning to do.
Oh, I'm sure we have to save that for another show, though.
Learned a lot.
There's always tomorrow.
Listing challenges at noon Eastern.
Today?
You're gonna be, yeah.
God, okay.
Yeah.
I don't even have anything picked up to list.
I'll help you.
I thought we were supposed to be working on the house.
No, we're not. We're taking a break for this listing challenge.
Woohoo! So it's
Giving
4
everybody
hours.
else a time to win.
I didn't
Yeah.
even take pictures. I don't even have anything.
You have to take the pictures while it's going on. You can't take the pictures early. It's cheating.
How's that cheating?
It's cheating. It's not part of. You got to do it while all in the time frame, right? Nick or Sally, isn't this like it's all during the time? You got to take your picture.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
You can't be cooking. You can't have a little
I haven't even gone out and gotten anything.
stash of photographs and drafts ready.
Right.
Cheater.
I win.
My partner's a cheater.
I don't do that.
Anyway.
Yeah, but she has a handicap, so she probably figures she deserves the head start.
Yeah.
Yeah, my handicap is June.
That's what I
thought
was
you meant
saying.
that.
What's their name?
I'm like, wow, Tara, they know about your handicap? You really are open with these folks.
I was waiting for Jim to figure out what I was saying. He's probably thinking, "Oh yeah, good one, Nikki." Ha ha.
Okay.
No, I kind of knew where you're headed with that.
I'm gonna say
Let me explain.
list.
Explain. We're going. We'll be on. It'll be on my channel, on the Upside Down Picker channel, and 12 Eastern. Right now it's 11 here, so it'll be. Well, it's 11:11 right now, so it'll be at 12 Eastern, and it'll be 4 hours long.
So it's going to be in 50 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I can drive to Nikki's in 50 minutes because Tara says I'm supposed to be her helper today. Tara says I have to go help Nikki.
I'm gonna send them up.
I don't think I make it to Superior in 50 minutes. I may be a little late, Nikki, but I'll be there. I'm going to help you out.
All right, I need all the help I can
I
get.
want to see this. I want to see this.
All they did was burn stuffed animals all day.
We'll burn some tires while we're at it. Come on over, Jim.
It was all fun and games till Nikki lost her
It
house.
was all fun and games till shit.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games
Three
when we had
fire-
our sort up.
So the other Jason wants to know what the challenge is.
Well, it's
Sally.
4 hours to see how much you can picture and list and complete.
Right. So you go by what? Start out with your numbers,
Huh?
right? You start out with your numbers. Do you need to
Yeah,
focus-
I'm just gonna have everybody give me their numbers. If you can't tell the truth and you have to cheat, then we'll find you out.
Yeah.
Fucker for doing so.
Yeah, then your
Yeah.
listings won't sell. If you cheat, the listings will not sell.
That's right.
And karma will get you.
There you go.
That's right.
And so I'm doing 6 of these for 6 weeks. I'm doing 6 and 2 challenges. You get a $20 gift card or $20 sent to your PayPal, whatever you prefer. So at the end of it.
So you have to win 2 out of the 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the only thing is that I think we're just going to start over and have this one be the first one because information from the last one got deleted because my stupid computer did updates. So why do you look like that, Jim? Why? Because you guys won?
Yeah, now we don't get, it doesn't count. Oh my.
We didn't get any money anyway.
No, but it's the attaboy.
Oh.
We lost our attaboy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I take back my high
You'll get
five.
another one. You'll get another chance, I'm sure.
Bam.
Want to just hang out too. You don't have to participate in the challenge, but I mean, if you have stuff to list, why not? You know.
Yeah, you can list one thing in 4 hours. Come on.
Yeah, it's really, this is, you know, a bigger thing for myself as it is, you know, for other people. I mean, I like to test myself.
While we were cleaning,
to see what I could do.
Tara came across this. It's called Eagle River the Beautiful. It's our town or whatever, but it's an old 1912 or something.
I don't have a date, but it's turn century.
Oh yeah, 19. Oh yeah, it says 1919 on here. It's got some autographs and stuff with dates in it. But they got, and then there's pictures of the town and a little history or whatever. And I saw that she found it and she listed it. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I kind of like that because it's from our town. And I saw, well, she listed it for $69, so that's kind of cool. And what's it at now? 74.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's up to 74, and we're getting people asking us for buy it now and stuff already. They're going crazy for it. So it was we're just cleaning up the area. She found it, and she's like, "Why are we saving this thing?" And we're moving away anyway. So when you're cleaning, or you know, when you're just around your desk, you can probably find something that you can throw on today in your.
That's true.
I can't find anything around my desk.
Yeah. We should have a challenge where you look in the camera and you pick something in somebody else's background, what they should sell.
Ooh,
You should
I
sell
like
that thing right back there.
No, because everybody wants to buy. I mean, almost anything over here I can sell, but not my mailbox. I like my mailbox. Yeah.
You have to sell it. That's the way it is.
Yep. That's a good challenge. If they pick it, you must sell it.
Yep.
Anyway.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. I gotta run to the post office real quick before we start the challenge. So.
Are you gonna run?
Take the truck.
Yeah. I'm actually going to walk.
Okay.
You can believe that. So.
You're gonna walk to the truck, right?
Just walk fast.
Huh?
We can walk out to the truck. But when you walk to the truck, speed walk. Anyway.
Good show, guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow or in an hour or
Maybe.
have a great day.